And for some reason, the camera's all messed up. Let me go ahead and fix that.
Da 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 da.
Let's start off with the also popular South Florida Gamers podcast theme song. Take it away, Steven.
You don't pay me enough for this.
We don't pay you at all.
Exactly. Da 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 da.
All right, we're all situated. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the South Florida Gamers podcast. I am your host, the Silverback Senpai. Joining me is my co-host, Waluigi.
Good morning, everybody.
Our guest,
Hey, what's
Jake
up?
James Lugo.
Yes, what's up?
Pyro Do. S15 Costuming.
Hello there.
Negan Birds.
That was it.
The Media Night.
Yo, what is up?
And last but not least, Virtual Suplex.
What's going on, bro? Things off real quick. Are you going to suplex someone? No.
He's like, it's too early. I'm tired. I can't do it on this table. Yeah. So ladders here.
I might pull a couple of hammies or two.
Yeah.
I'll let you suplex me for a charity goal, though. Will that work?
That would not be a surprise. You guys should see the amount of stuff that's in charity where it's like you feel like you're secretly and you're just not coming out.
Listen, the way I see it, it's human nature for people to laugh at pain.
Yeah, true.
You might as well capitalize on it for a great cause, you know?
Anything show like America's Funniest Videos always get a lot of attention.
Or Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness.
Twitter videos from the Islamic State.
Slapstick comedy. Always people love me.
Quick fucking. This is why we can't have nice graders.
All right, this episode of the podcast will be available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Spotify. Video playback will be available on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube for those that are currently watching the stream right now. And before we start off with the topics, I just want to ask everyone, thank you guys so much for coming out. Greatly appreciate it. I understand it's early and you'd rather be in bed right now, but I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. And for you guys to come back on another episode after your first initial episode, leading off with the very first topic, how does it feel to return to the podcast after you made your appearance as a guest? Like, we're going to go ahead and start off with Jake.
Yeah, so I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I think down here for our, hopefully everybody can hear me. So I think it's dope that for our scene down here in South Florida, gaming, geek, otaku scene and stuff. I think stuff like this is good to be like a recurring thing as a show for what you guys have done and what you've built so far. I think it's dope. I'm happy to be part of it. I think it's cool. Again, it's very welcoming. It's very, very cool, just in general, for me.
All right, Pyro Dude, your thoughts?
What's up, everybody? Pyro Do here. I'm going to take this mask off for a second. It feels great to be here. I mean, I appreciate the invite that I was considered. I did good enough on the last podcast to come back. Like, I did it. It's like, let's not bring that loser back. Like, he's just terrible. Yeah. But I'm glad to be back, and to be with fellow gamers and anime and comic buffs. So that's something that I know as Pyro Do and the community that follow Pyro Do, that's what we love. So to be able to meet other people and not just online is it's a great experience. So I'm glad to be back.
All right, Steven?
I'm glad to be back. For once, not like when I had to take the train at 5 a.m. to be here with little to no sleep. I actually rested for once. But it's nice to be around people with the same interests and do some fun shenanigans. Great time overall. We need stuff like this more often, especially in these dark times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hunter?
Can you repeat the question?
How does it feel?
Brain no worky.
How does it feel to return to the podcast after you made your appearance as a guest?
It's fun. I enjoy it. It's fun to just kind of eat shit and talk absolute dog about whatever the hell we want and just have fun, honestly.
Definitely. All right, Pedro, it's your turn to speak.
Your time to shut
Wait,
it.
we're
Authority.
Yes, we're.
podcast. I thought this was clap.
No, it's not.
I dropped the yard, sorry.
Dang, that happened last time.
I think he's back here.
No, but in all seriousness, it's fun to be back with like-minded people and talk to friends, just having a good time, especially during the time that we're living in now, where everyone's like quarantine and everyone's staying away from each other for everyone's health and safety. It's a nice opportunity as long as we're all safe and all that. You guys already know me, bro. Well, I guess I was talking. I can't stop. I can't. But dirty stuff on the before the podcast started. We were talking about like DC stuff and like Marvel and like a bunch of other really fun things that I just loved. It's good to be back, and you guys really brought a voice to South Florida that I think it really needed, because South Florida is a place that filled to the brim with talent and possibilities, especially in the realm of pop culture. And I feel like you guys started this podcast and it really opened up get their word out. And sorry if you can't hear me, but I'm naturally loud, so so I don't doubt it. Yeah, it's really good to meet you guys. It started. I'm really happy to be here.
All right, and Virtual Suplex.
Well, I'm happy to be back.
Hi, friend.
No, I'll keep it short.
Keep going. Keep going.
No, you guys are doing great things, and I like it. I appreciate it, and I'm sure we all need it to some capacity. So I'm glad to see you guys grow. Episode 15 now, right?
Yep. Nice. Oh, the audio cut out. Shit.
Did we lose the Sweet Home Alabama?
So help me, we did. I'm gonna drop
Technical difficulties.
It's a cover.
I was just trying to make a clip.
All right, I'll say it again. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Is the mic on? It should be on.
Hello. That is just weird. The mic just like
Mike was done. It was finished. It just cut off now.
no, like I see the mixer bar moving, but it's just like
That's for
yeah,
us.
yeah. People are saying that they can't hear us. Now it's like low. It's super low.
Oh, you might want to pull up that game. Just like turn it.
Welcome to the South Florida Gamers ASMR channel.
All fellow gamers.
Oh,
We're about
great.
to speak some.
Mine are 7.
Hello.
Too much on somebody broke the hearing.
Yeah, we broke the hearing.
Oh, is there people in chat?
Yeah, there's.
Which one?
Terrible idea.
Hello.
Oh, this is the thing I just
because
no,
like it wasn't.
in chat. It's speak with your chat. It's so the Silver accent fine switch. I know. I just hosted.
Yeah,
it.
had that gusto. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Where are they speaking? Twitch or YouTube?
MySpace.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Well, I mean, I saw a couple people hosting on Twitch at least, so we're getting people.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. It's good to start the morning off with this kind of madness.
everything's on maximum, so I'm just like, why?
Well, ask them now. They can hear us.
Oh, I got
Yeah. So cool layout.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so far within 10 minutes of it starting, this is fun so far.
Yeah. Where the mic's still hot?
Chat's slowly going, but we just got to keep this rolling.
I'm just kind of shit posting at the moment.
Fuck it. I didn't want to use this, but I'll use it.
He's gonna bring out the yin. Oh no, that's a blue microphone, right?
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
Hold on.
He got me. I'm gonna murder you.
Some would be. If anyone here's ever the booty cast, for some reason they can call it the phallic microphone.
Wait. Now I just want. Oh. Okay, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
Really hope to go off the moment I said the you know what microphone.
Too bad. Now he's gonna get some heart attacks.
All right.
Twitch Ninja's gonna come back. Guys, come here.
All right. We're back.
Okay, it worked. It actually worked.
The mic's
Wait. Is it breakfast food? No, it's lunch food. Well, not sandwich.
Guys.
Shut up, ladies. Calm down.
Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
We're on limited time. But I wanted for versus Suplex to finish what you're saying before the audio issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
There you go. You guys.
Horrible. All right, take 2. You know, good.
Yes.
So that I just appreciate what you guys do. It's so big, a podcast is a great milestone to celebrate. And I'll make sure to yourself. That's great, guys. So I'm glad. I can't wait to see what you get for the next podcast.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
We appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Greatly appreciate that. All righty, guys. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna just cut this off and just use the Yeti mic. Since it's gonna pick up the audio a lot
I
better.
really want this. I don't like this one.
So,
I don't know.
let me plug it in.
You know, it's the blast when you just have Taco Bell in the middle of the
Watch that.
Yeah, this is all professional right now.
shows.
But are we really professionals?
Right?
No.
Between the line. Between the lion.
Yeah.
I didn't have
Show must go on.
Guess what I found out about Thomas the Tank Engine recently?
No, you put it.
Because you know how lately I've been playing a lot of Yakuza.
Say again.
So
Is that good?
Oh,
I'm concerned with this.
steak.
Since I am gonna have any connection to Yakuza.
So let's see.
You have research on? No, you good.
We got it. We live? Yeah, we're live. Okay. All right. We're good. Now we're using the Yeti mic. We're no longer using.
Can everybody hear us?
Yes, everyone can hear us.
These are just props at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. So, anyways,
Reality is an illusion.
before the technical errors or whatnot, now everything's good. Now, I also want to ask this next topic for all you guys. What are your all thoughts on gaming in 2020? So, start off with Luigi, and we're gonna go ahead and go around.
Gaming in 2020 has been diverse, changing. It's been focusing more on their social media accounts, which is actually pretty good. So you see alphas, betas, leaks, and all that. I can say it's going pretty well for certain games. Then there's people who leak stuff. And that's where things just get interesting, in my personal opinion. So it's a little bit of a 50-50.
All right, Jake.
So for me, from what I've seen, for this year, I think everything about this year is about the pandemic. Like that's just something that just you can't get around it and whatnot. And for gaming, it's actually worked out in its favor as an industry, games industry, because a lot of games that have come out have been able to boom a little bit because of everybody having more time being at home and being able to play. So we've seen a wide variety and a wide spectrum of the types of games that are doing well. We've had the single player experiences with Ghost of Tsushima, which to me is my game of the year.
Same here.
2020. But then we also have the multiplayer experiences, especially for multiplayer games that also happen to be games that are older that didn't really do that well when they first came out, which is Among Us. And Fall Guys. Again, Fall Guys was a flash in the pan. I know before we started recording, I was saying Fall Guys kind of dropped off the face of the map because of Among Us. Because these are games, and the same thing with Animal Crossing and a lot of other stuff. These are games that people, there's a social aspect to them. And these are games that are okay, since I'm home and I don't have a lot of human contact outside of my home right now, these are ways I can communicate with people and at least, still have fun with my experience gaming, but still be able to do stuff like that. So it's a wide net palette of stuff this year. And it's very unique to this year because of the pandemic.
All right. Ardu, what are your thoughts on gaming in 2020?
Actually, I want to say that it's been interesting, kind of watching the gaming industry, how it's kind of changed, especially this being a new gen year. With the PS5 and the Xbox X, I think honestly that it's great to see that a lot of the games that we've been anticipating did get released. But for example, DLC for Dragon Ball Fighters, Master Roshi was dropped 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and I was looking forward to it, and I was hoping to hear more DLCs, but apparently they're not gonna have anyone else come out probably till February. So this year was very interesting because gaming as a whole, I'm glad that we got to see releases, but then we also see the worst of the worst to a degree. I have to take the mask off for this, for example. I know we're going to talk about it, but I'm just into the PS5 coming out, and a lot of people who are basically scalping the PS5s right now, who are taking advantage of it, and it sucks, especially with what's going on nowadays. That people who wanted to get the PS5, and you got those greedy guys out there who want to say, hey, I'm going to make a profit. So gaming is interesting because, like Jake just mentioned, that there's a big need for us to be at home more often. I mean, we're here for an exception, but to be able to continue to keep gaming. Like right now, I'm working on Dragon Ball Fighters. I just beat Avengers. I thought that was great. The new Spider-Man that just dropped, that's going to be something I'm going to get onto next. A lot of people are looking for the DLC for Avengers. So especially, and this will be my last little thought with Chadwick passing away. So they're hoping that, and I people have asked me, oh, is Black Panther in it? And I'm like, no, he's not in it. But chances are they could make him a DLC for Avengers. Like somehow he has a cameo in the new Avengers game because it would just be a great homage. And we have a lot of multiracial heroes becoming more mainstream. So I think that'd be cool to see continuing to go forward.
Steven, your thoughts?
I mean, sorry, I got a little bit of phlegm from the coffee. Gaming definitely has changed, not just for like the people staying home, but like someone like me that's an essential worker that can't really go anywhere else besides work and staying at home. It's given me an opportunity to try games I doubt I would never enjoy. Like I didn't think that like Yakuza would be like that would be a one-off, but I honestly got hooked on that series so hard, like I regret not getting into it sooner. And it's great to see a lot of these multiplayer games coming out, and even going as far as saying that a lot of new gamers are coming out of this pandemic, which is great. Mm-hmm. Which is at the point where like people are trying to buy like Xboxes and Wii U. I mean, Xboxes and PS4s at the time. Everything was sold out, and at the time, my Wii U kind of like took a shit. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to buy a Wii U. It's like, oh, they're all sold out, and I never thought I would ever hear that in my lifetime. Wii U's being sold out.
You all things the Wii U.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
If you knew the Wii U, you could have just asked me.
I could use a thing Wii U. I don't know. No, but jokes aside, I mean, definitely a lot of companies have had to take different approaches to like promoting social media, getting to the point where they've had to delay games or delay content coming out. But I mean, it's also, and then there's just Nintendo just acting weird, like just shadow drop everything, all their announcements. Mm-hmm. Well, other than that, it's as far as gaming goes, 2020's been an experience. I'm excited for it. I mean, like it's something to look forward to amongst everything going on, both with the pandemic and politically. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just like it's like a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep something to keep you motivated, keep you going. Very, very long tunnel. It keeps extending every day. It's like, oh wait, there's like 10 more miles. Like, oh. All right, you're right.
To kind of piggyback off of the scalping, because not everybody could get lucky enough to get like the latest graphics cards. Like I saw people, I got fortunate enough to get the 3070. Thank you. You laugh, but it is fucking amazing. That box smelled like new shoes. Dang. Like there is like I say I don't know that 3070 is like yeah. Like it's such a sad sight to see like how many people are scalping these cards out for people. It's like because PC gaming is like one of the bigger areas like for people that want to go into it hardcore. And like just the back orders is just nasty. Yeah. Like it's a really big year for gaming, honestly, because you have the Nvidia cards and you have Big Navi coming out on I think Wednesday it is with their new series of cards. We have some of the most powerful processors coming out, and only if by God's willing grace we get fucking Cyberpunk at some point.
It got delayed a bit soon, but I'm
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I trust them though, because when they're delaying something, again,
there's a reason.
These are the people that made The Witcher 3.
The thing about the thing that I'll always think of when it comes to Cyberpunk and other games that get delayed is, hey, it may be delayed, but at least it's not Kingdom Hearts 3 and what was the other game that was
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76 and like no, where it's like games that have been delayed for over a decade.
Oh, Duke Nukem
15.
Fantasy 15.
Duke Nukem 3D.
Star Citizen.
Yeah, Star Citizen.
You know, like Cyberpunk was only announced like a few years, like
announced a while ago.
Not that long ago.
This is a really good year for gamers because it gives people the opportunity to get into different areas that they wouldn't be able to, especially since everything's getting more optimized for 2 to 4K, and we're getting to the point where people could plausibly even do 8K if they had the funds to do so. Like we're getting into the highest definition, highest quality of gaming.
So I guess you could say it's time for gamers to rise up.
I'm gonna hurt you.
All right. Pedro?
All right. Well, when it comes to gaming in 2020, I have like there's a lot of thoughts to have about. By the way, my still okay. Just making sure. Well, I have actually a lot of thoughts about gaming in 2020 in multiple different avenues because there's so many different things to discuss when coming from it. Obviously, piggyback of what everyone's saying. Obviously, because of the pandemic, there's a lot more people gaming and a lot more people trying different games that they haven't tried or certain games that are already popular that are getting even more popular now. Freaking the beginning of the year, Animal Crossing already anticipated, freaking blew the world up to the point where you see not only the typical gamers, but like celebrities and YouTubers and like all these different groups of people like playing it. And then different genres of gaming also getting a lot more attention than they typically would have. Like, we have not seen a game get more attention, especially in the extra gaming genre, than Ring Fit Adventure. That game has freaking skyrocketed. My girlfriend Zadie, she started playing that this year, and for those of you who have met Zadie, which a few of you already have, like, she has played it since the beginning of the quarantine. She now has apps. I'm not kidding. It's insane. The amount of time that people spend in certain games and how the pandemic has affected that. Games like Among Us as well. Fall Guys, though it's kind of fallen a little bit. People still play it. It's still fun.
No pun intended.
And then a lot of new games that have come out, especially with different gaming companies as well. Like freaking, never would I have thought that. The amount of time that Bethesda spent in certain games, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a weird thing affected that.
That was massive. That was insane. I didn't expect that. Fall Guys still. Fall Guys,
like four.
Though it's
kind
of fallen.
No,
we have four characters from Microsoft now, and then a lot of new games that have come out, especially as always being a big thing. Gaming characters that we never thought we would different gaming companies as well. Like freaking, never would I have thought that. Where I know someone here has very strong opinions. So strong opinions. That was massive. That was insane. I didn't expect that. Fall Guys, though it's kind of fallen.
I want to dig into anybody else, but hey, y'all want to play on Minecraft stuff? That's fine. It's okay.
In the end, it was fun, but no, it's super interesting. Not just it's not just in the realm of video gaming, but gaming in other aspects too. Freaking, I've never expected so much attention on something as what I thought to be as minuscule, but apparently not minuscule. Freaking Pokemon cards have now had a resurgence of popularity because a bunch of famous celebrities and YouTubers have been making videos and like
unboxing
freaking documentaries of getting $1 million Pokemon cards during the quarantine, and I'm like, what the fudge?
I guess you could say they're trying to be the very best, like no one ever.
Yes, no, yeah, that's another thing, yeah. But that's also another case where there's just so many aspects of gaming have been affected by 2020, and I feel like a lot of it has been surprisingly positive in the gaming industry, especially now that we have the new gems out. I feel like this is going to start a debate, but I personally feel like Miles Morales is the game of the year, but that's just my opinion.
You said Spider-Cat wrong.
Spider-Cat is the main character. Definitely.
There's only one Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's Spider-Cat. Spider-Cat, best character.
Miles who? Miles.
But yeah,
Miles away.
2020, I definitely feel like was and still is a really good year for gaming, even though the rest of the year, when it comes to any other topic, is kind of yips. But with that in mind, it is something that I've been enjoying, and I'm really excited to see what comes out, especially when it comes to different gaming icons and the new systems as well.
I'm gonna say very quick about the Ring Fit thing. Someone at one point offered me a treadmill for my Ring Fit. Because this was back when they were all sold out and people were trying to scout for it.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Someone dead ass offered me a treadmill in exchange for.
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Like, dude. Oh, that's my mom texting me. Where's my mask? Right, I should put on my mask.
Virtual suplex. What are your thoughts on gaming in 2020?
I'll keep it short and simple. And I think it's been 2020 was already slated to be a great year in gaming because next gen year. But I think the coronavirus, it's way better. As far as,
Ironically.
yes. Oh, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your situation, coronavirus has been a blessing.
Yeah.
I work from home. I've always worked from home, so I had now more downtime. Staying home with family, ways to bond, video games. My wife bought a Switch, Animal Crossing. We bought over that. So for me personally, 2020 has been one of the best gaming years. And I mean, you couldn't find a Switch for a while before it really picked up. Everybody want to be a gamer.
Yeah.
And it's great. The more the merrier. The bigger this community gets, the more possibilities we can pursue.
Yes. Well, I would say for me, gaming in 2020, I mean, it has its downsides, but the plus sides is that you see more people coming together, more people playing games, more people forming connections and relationships with people online. And a lot of people are spending even more time playing games because, with everything shut down, closed down, you can't go, to your favorite places that you would normally go to. I mean, I'm always here every weekend. Like, gaming, I will say that it had the positive. The only negative thing I will say about gaming in 2020 is pretty much the PS5 and the Xbox Series X pre-order disaster.
Yeah.
That was just like
all the time. That's notorious with every new console. Like we even had it last gen with PS4 and Xbox One. We had it the gen prior to that with PlayStation 3. It probably wasn't as bad as now because again, considering all these other factors. But it's still a thing. Like every time there's a brand new gen, there's always going to be like some people are going to just have to wait a little longer just to get their console.
Yeah, especially with the Wii is probably the best example as well.
The Wii, was one like that. The Switch is another one, but it's still
It's a supply and demand issue.
Not the Wii U, though.
It's always going to be a disaster when the releases. It's not enough to make everybody happy.
exactly.
Yeah, because even for me, I was looking around for like retro consoles and whatnot because I wanted to restart getting that collection back up because the value of them are now starting to get higher and higher. Like trying to find a good working Nintendo 64, it became hard to find. Usually you would find one for about maybe $60-$20 here and there, depending on places that you would go to. Now you're looking around 80, 100, almost 200, and even the games with it.
Yeah. I was debating buying one, but
This
that's a bag.
Look shopping. Retro
Nice.
and
Jesus, dude.
Action replays? Hey.
Okay, I can respect Battlefront 2. I was like, I'm going to judge him on what UMD pulled out of here.
Okay, so
Okay.
automatically, automatically there's something wrong with this Game Boy Color. Why does it not have a Pokemon game in it?
He's got Pokemon games over here.
That's
Yo, I was just saying, I just bought a DS Lite recently because I need it. Oh yeah. Oh my god! I have not.
The Game Boy.
I have not seen.
It works in Super Game too. Apparently, it does. Yeah, it does. The Banana
Otherwise-
used it one time.
Yeah.
Dude, it's I think it's a Japanese one too.
What? The first one. Okay.
Pass me the game cartridge. No,
I'm gonna be honest. It's been years since I've held an original DS.
no.
It's fine.
That's probably wasn't $10.
Yeah, it was that in like Mario 64 DS.
Oh, God.
You can't expect me not to play this elite for a minute.
Man, I feel like
where I get all of this?
Yeah.
Way back when.
Oh, way back when?
where are they at?
Nice.
Right there.
What time do they open today?
Nice.
Yeah, that's where I've been getting by.
Are they open today or no?
No.
Isn't it? Yeah, y'all have
It is
start
the
playing?
Lord's Day, sir.
Yeah, like that place has became my saving grace when it came to retro console. And the owner, shout out to Joey. Like he will look for what you're looking for.
Their shops.
Give you a good deal.
And
If you can't find something, I got another spot for you. It's like really.
There's another spot by like on the
What
like
time
on the
is
other
it?
side of the airport.
Ooh.
Like like there's that wall of like the colored glass. I don't like by the prison. There's a shop near there.
By the prison?
Near the prison, like not like it's like a few miles off from where their prison is.
Serious saves will be loaded.
There is another. There's a shop where the guy. Nobody. This is back when I was with my ex.
I guess we're nobody, guys.
Yeah, like me gaming in 2020, like I've been like, shout out to way back when, for being that place where you just control and stuff like that. Trying to find these online and hoping that it's in one work that works.
Yeah.
Eat it.
No.
It's very hard to different these days, especially if you're trying to buy it online. Like it's usually hit or miss, but honestly, like as Steven said, as you guys said, like trying to find like some of these consoles because of the shutdowns and whatnot, it got hard. And now, hey, as I said, gaming 2020 has been, as he said, a blessing.
That was some fun stuff.
Cool. Things don't need to heat up now, fellas. Let's calm down.
On to the next topic.
Yeah.
And it's the big one, which I think we're gonna spend some time on. The PS5 Series X. What
PC.
are your thoughts? I'm gonna start off with
The mini fridge and the router. That's all I share.
Birthday, guys. You remember earlier last week where they shared the whole.
Oh, that was a that was a vape. Like
Someone approved vapes.
I love that just because Microsoft had to come out and say, please do not
Please do not vape in the console, please.
Like, that was beautiful.
Silly.
But for that, I definitely respect both consoles that it actually had a debut. I wish there was more supply after that.
It was mainly because of this pandemic, and at the same time, a lot of smartphones are going into newer generations, so a lot of those parts are harder to find, and a lot of are sourced in Asian countries. So, those factories are closed due to the pandemic, so it's hard.
Not only that, let's not forget that. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So for me, the interesting thing about this new gen coming in now, I mean, besides like the cool stuff where, again, I saw Miles Morales not too long ago running on a PS5, and the person that was showing it to me was showing just how quickly things can load up, like especially with the fast travel and stuff, and almost instantaneously. It's beautiful. It looks gorgeous. It looks nice. Looks great. Graphical fidelity on these new consoles and moving forward is getting to that apex point. Same thing now with these consoles. It's really trying to just make sure that things like the load times are so minimal. Like they're almost like non-existent or something. Instead of cleverly hiding it, now it's just like the loading is just not there, which is a cool thing. The one thing that was interesting for me personally, though, for both of these consoles was the launch lineup, because we had about 7 or so games that were for both at PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and a lot of the big ones that I was expecting, a lot of other people were expecting to show up for this, like around launch time, ended up getting pushed back. Halo being the biggest one. I thought launching an Xbox with a Halo game was like epic win, but obviously all this other stuff, and again, I think the pandemic had something to do with it too, pushed that back. And I mean, in the same time, like a lot of the big games, especially for this year, aren't really games that people are going to be picking up for their Xbox Series X or their PlayStation 5. They're probably picking up for one of the earlier gens, PS4, Xbox One, and then getting that free upgrade. I know there's a lot of games getting like that. Cyberpunk being a big one. Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man PS4. There's a lot of different ones, but the actual launch lineups and stuff, like it's just weird because the games that people want, people are gonna have to wait for, except for like a few exceptions like Miles Morales, like Dark Souls, etc. I mean, I can't even think off the top of my head like what's people day one. It's an Xbox Series X game.
It would have been Halo.
It would have been Halo, but I'm saying like right now with what they have, a lot of it is mostly third party and stuff that you could get. From
Halo for drivers and then Fable for those.
Yeah, but that's my
Wasn't Bug Snacks?
Oh yeah, that's a launch. But I'm saying is for some of those games for Xbox specifically, like a lot of those games that people wanted all got pushed back, or they're coming down the line, and people are just gonna be a little bit more patient for them.
Yeah. I guess one of the things is I'm looking forward. I gotta give it some thought because with the release of the PS5 and Xbox, in all honesty, a lot of exclusives is why I get certain games. For example, I got the PS5 or the PS4 because once I was done with kind of Halo and Gears for the Xbox, I wanted something different. This was Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Solid, like games that were just exclusive for Sony until they started making them for both systems. But like with both releases this year, I was like, okay, I already knew I was in the PS5 because of Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I didn't expect it to be when I saw that you can get it on the PS4. I'm like, oh, because I did a video of this on on my channel, and I was like, "Oh, it's just going to be PS5 exclusive." And then someone was like, "No, it's not. It's going to be on PS4." I'm like, "What?" And I didn't realize that you could do the upgrades at the time. And a lot of the games that it is great to see a next gen system come out. Does it have the same significance like it did back in the day? Like for me to make a big gaming decision based on the port, it's not the same anymore. Personally, because I just feel like how you mentioned, a lot of exclusives are no longer they got pushed back. The hype is just to be able to say, "Oh, I got a PS5 or I got the Xbox X." But there's and yeah, the load time is cool and the graphics are great, but there's nothing that you could play on the PS5 right now, in all honesty, that I can't do on the PS4, with the exception of Demon Souls. You know, with I think the exception, like for example, I'll say Dragon Ball Z. I'm a big fighter game. I'm a gamer on fighting games, and I started playing like old school games like Power Stone. I bought some stuff, an HDMI cord for my Dreamcast, so I could play Project Justice. So it's nice to see that the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, they came out with. You could play like Dragon Ball Z and stuff on it, but you lose like your Zenny. And Dota, who plays it, he said that was one of the things. So I'm looking. I like that they have the systems coming out. I just kind of hate that exclusive and things that made it unique aren't there. I'm not. I want to get the PS5 just so I could say I have it, but I'm not gonna rush to get it now because there's nothing on there. It's not like Halo's out. There's not a new Gears. There's not a new God of War yet. Something like that would make me like, I gotta go get it. But now it's kind of like, I can just get it and then upgrade, or I could just wait it out because there's nothing that's really out with the systems yet right now that I feel like I have to rush to get it.
No rush.
All right, Steven?
I would say at least what the PS5 and the Xbox Series S have an advantage with the amount of games they have currently. It's like at least I have games on like the Switch at launch because you only have Breath of the Wild and Just Dance.
No, but that was a big deal.
It was a massive
It's a big deal, but I'm
Yeah.
But again, that's the same.
It's kind of like saying, "Oh, I'm only starting off with gold."
Well, it's the same thing with
Breath of the Wild is
Xbox.
a beautiful game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like maybe when you're done with Breath of the Wild, maybe you want to move on to something else. And very early on, you didn't have that luxury because the Switch is
came out later though.
exactly. But I'm saying like at least with like the Xbox and PS, well, at least with the Xbox specifically, you have backwards compatible. So like if you finish playing the games that are coming out for Xbox Series exclusively, you can at least play some of your old stuff. So it's not like you're just buying a game just like you're not paying for like a $200 Halo machine. I mean, $500 Halo machine, for instance. You have at least other games you could back up on,
Right.
I mean, as for me, I think I'm gonna lean towards just because I've been in the Xbox ecosystem just for so long. I think I would just get the mini fridge. Also, I love how they actually did make an actual mini fridge.
Yeah, they leaned into
It's not a mini. Yeah, they leaned into
That was a refrigerator.
Yo, got me. We got an actual fridge.
That was no mini fridge. That is a fridge.
Yeah.
I mean, I will admit,
She got a freezer.
but okay. But other than that, yeah, it's just. I mean, I'm personally also I'm just gonna hold off. Like, I'm not in any rush to get these consoles, just because Xbox has smart delivery. Does I don't know if PS5 does they have something similar to that or no?
What?
Like the upgrade?
Yeah, they have the upgrades like for certain games. Like again, like Spider-Man PS4. If you get on PS4, you can still get it upgraded to PS5. And same thing, Witcher 3. That's another one. I remember
the same thing. Yakuza.
There's a lot.
So like stuff like that is like because we have stuff like that, I don't mind holding off a couple months. Maybe when Halo Infinite gets really close, then I'll do the drop and just buy an Xbox right there and then. But other than that, I am more than willing to wait. Like I'm not in any rush, especially with the smart delivery stuff. The games I could just buy those games now, play them now, and when I do upgrade, I can just transfer my saves and that's it.
One thing we should mention too before we continue is keep in mind these consoles also have the benefit of Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. 'Cause Game Pass,
I was about
day
to
one,
mention that.
like you can literally get all those games that are just accessible to you.
Do I also talk about how Xbox technically is backwards? Well, with the stuff they allow, technically you can go all the way back to Xbox original. Versus how far is PS5 go? It only goes like
PS4, Jen. I think it's like that. It's really because again they have the list for PlayStation Plus. You specifically that with PS5, they have those games available too.
Yeah, I feel like okay, go on. Sorry.
Nah, to kind of piggyback off what you were saying about the Game Pass, because that's why
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry, everybody. I gotta get out of here early, but I appreciate being here on the podcast and meeting everybody.
Of course.
I look forward to seeing it on all these other platforms. Best for everybody. And I'll catch the rest, and hopefully I catch you guys on the next podcast. All right. Final do for all things gaming, anime, movies, and tech, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Later.
Drive safe.
As I was saying, because in regards to Xbox, you have the Ultimate Pass, which you could play on PC. Like that's why I don't intend on getting another console for again, unless I need to for any reason. Because at this point, like I literally got the Xbox Scorpion. Like I got the legitimate one just because I wanted it, and it's just a over glorified DVD player for me. Like I could play whatever game I want to on my PC perfectly, like not to pay for it. On top of the fact that like most of the games I want to play on like the highest frame rate, running on all like the highest settings that you really can't quite get if you're on consoles. Consoles are limited to 60 frames per second, no matter how you're going at it, because they have VSync enabled. But honestly, like I'm truly looking forward to Skyrim on the Xbox One. I mean, the Xbox X. That's it.
It's on everything.
It's on everything.
It's on everything at this point.
Like Skyrim, looking
360. 360 was it PS3, 360,
Switch.
Alexa.
PC.
Apparently, yeah. There's also
PC again.
Yeah.
That's right, Alexa.
Yeah, the very special edition.
Was it phones? At one point?
I don't think Todd will go back.
You're thinking of Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, definitely. It'll be interesting to see what's available because to see how back they go for a lot of these games is gonna be really fun.
I have a dumb idea.
All right, Pedro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just arrived in Cherry Grove City in Pokemon Silver. Like, it just chose Cyndaquil.
So we can't
It's
nice
like-
things.
Yeah. All right. I'll turn it off. I never saved. So, anyways,
Oh, so that's what it's like.
I'm not kidding. I actually got all the way to the next city too. Okay, no, but no. When it comes to my thoughts of the PS5 and Xbox X, it's always a big thing when the new consoles come out. I was actually gonna say though, where it's like when it comes to the whole aspect of supply and demand and all that, though, I feel like that's just the case with any new console, whether or not there was a pandemic or not. Because I remember like the Switch was sold out, and I know that the Wii was sold out a good amount of times too when it first came out. So it's bound to happen. With that in mind, it's always so cool whenever there's a new console, because then you get to see all the further enhancements that a lot of them bring. Like freaking, I know that in PS5 now there's a whole thing where it's like loading basically doesn't exist anymore, and that's a massive thing. That was so cool. I remember when seeing Miles Morales for the first time, and it just like every scene, every cutscene, every screen that you would go to is just seamless. Just goes straight into it. Literally to the point where when you first boot up the game and you get to the start menu, it's literally just part of the game. It's like press start, it's automatically steams into a cutscene. That I'm not gonna spoil. Don't worry. But it was just so cool, and I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see a lot of my favorite games in the new hardware, like Spider-Man, and I want to see what Kingdom Hearts looks like. I want to see what Halo looks like. I want to see what one day maybe Sly Cooper. We don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing anymore, but I'm praying.
We anticipate it.
We already have Crash 4 out in the other consoles, but maybe they'll boot that into
Ratchet & Clank.
PS5. Ratchet & Clank looks amazing.
My friend, she actually is working on that game.
Nice.
Yeah, she works for Insomniac, and I have heard nothing but positive things from her because she loves working there. So I mean, if you love what you're doing, the game's gonna be a good passion project for the studio.
Yeah, basically, and it's just exciting to see it. Now, when it comes to me getting it, I'm poor, and so it takes a lot for me.
Gaming's not cheap.
It takes a lot.
It's all good.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to purchase a game. So imagine how much it takes for me to purchase a gaming console. The last game I ever bought with my own money was Kingdom Hearts 3, and
And the thing is, I have not bought a video game console since the Wii U. Every other gaming console that I've ever had in my life has always been some kind of gift. Literally, the PS4 I got 2 or 3 years ago because one of my sponsors decided, hey, you make a video about our book, we'll give you this. And it's like, sure, deal, let's do it. Same with the Switch. I got that for a birthday present, the friggin' Smash Bros. Switch. So it's like, hey, anyone out there on YouTube or social media land, you want me to do something and you guys want to give me a PS5, go ahead, do it. Just tell me what you need. I'll freaking sell my soul. No. I already
that's
already did, so.
I mean, you're like one step closer to starting like an
I know,
OnlyFans.
right? Wait, what makes you think I didn't already start one?
Wait, what? Hey, Gerald, quick question. You don't happen to own a Game Boy printer? I've been taking selfies to pass by there and get one.
But yeah, Indiana. With that in mind, even though I don't see myself getting any of the new consoles anytime soon, because again, poor. But with that in mind, it's just so fantastic to see that these things are out. It's exciting to see what they bring, and I'm interested to see what surprises they have next. Because I mean, I'm always a big fan of new stuff for gaming. And as long as they make it fun, as long as they bring good stories, that's all I'm ever going to care about. And as long as you can put drinks into that fucking refrigerator, then it'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, and we're just like your thoughts on PS5, Xbox Series X.
I think that I am on that. No, I am team PlayStation 5. Like I didn't want to separate myself and join one team and not the other, but I don't know, man. I'm dedicated and loyal to PlayStation because of I was an Xbox guy all the way up until Spider-Man came out for PS4. That's when I was just like, I'm torn because I'm a diehard Marvel fan, but I'm an Xbox guy, and I was like, what do I do? So I took I put my pride in my pocket. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my Xbox down to GameStop. I'm gonna get my $4 for it, and, legit, and a Canadian quarter. So. I got. Dude, yeah, they beat me over the head, pretty good. But I just wanted to get rid of it, and I got my PlayStation, and I stuck with Spider-Man, and so I jumped ship. And the same thing here. I was like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go for the Xbox or the PlayStation on launch day or that week? And Miles Morales pulled me to the PlayStation side, so I am a PlayStation. Fan. I don't even pay attention to anything that's happening on the Xbox side. That's serious. I don't see anything. It's gotta take a pretty big exclusive on Xbox part to say, for me to walk my happy ass to Target and get one.
I mean, like
if they have
exclusive in Halo.
I mean, I haven't got. I stopped playing.
It's been Skyrim now.
Right.
Yes.
What's more exclusive than Fallout?
I mean, yeah, with the purchase of Bethesda, it definitely put into question. Honestly, for me, like I don't put favoritism to any of the consoles. Like they're all great in my opinion, but at the same time, sad to say, like when it comes to just certain gaming companies having more stuff to offer than others, like I just feel like Nintendo and Sony kind of have it there, and then Xbox is more like you really need to be a fan of certain Xbox series to really get into, like diehard Halo fans or now Bethesda fans, and I don't even know what else is Minecraft and Cuphead. Well, but here's the problem where it's like a good chunk of popular Xbox games are now on the Switch or on the PlayStation, and I'm like, or PC, so I'm like. Not really much of any. Maybe that'll change. Xbox X could change things again. Like the Game Pass thing is a big deal. Goodness gracious.
Continue with your
Yeah. No, that's basically it, and it's all the hype is crazy. I think that's what's got everybody going nuts. Is that when they realize they can get one, Now they want to, no offense, literally sell their souls for freaking. He said he sold his soul, but yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, so people are going nuts, man, and it's gonna be crazy for a couple of weeks until the supply meets the demand. Basically.
Well, when it comes to the PS5 and Xbox Series X, for me, I mean, I'm there with you. Like, my loyalty is the PlayStation and whatnot. I don't see on getting an Xbox because, like Hunter, I have a gaming PC, so
We don't care. We couldn't give two shits. We have Game Pass. Like we literally get whatever exclusives that PlayStation might have that go straight on its PC.
I was gonna say I also had a PC built recently. So the problem is, it's one of those things. Like, as a gamer, I would rather play on PC, but as a streamer, I kind of have to rely on consoles just because I don't want to put too much stress on my own PC while I stream.
Right.
But I've had multiple instances where my PC has crashed.
It's happened.
Yeah, so
You don't,
happened to me too.
you don't have no dedicated WAM.
Dedicated one.
Dedicated WAM.
I'm trying to remember what are specific, because for me it's not the game consoles themselves that sells me. It's the games that come. It is the games. So I'm trying to remember which games made me receive each of the consoles that I ended up getting. And I'm trying to think about it. Like I already said, PS4. It was Kingdom Hearts 3 that made me be like, okay, I'm gonna get this console. And then Spider-Man came out, and it's like, those are literally the only two games I think I have aside from Fortnite that's on that console. No, nothing else. And then like PS3 I didn't get until 5 years after it released. And the game that sold me on that, people are gonna hate me for this, was Sonic 06. My favorite Sonic game.
What?
You can leave. You're banned.
And this is coming from arguably one of the biggest Sonic fans out there. This is coming from one of the biggest Sonic fans out there. No, there are reasons. There are reasons, not just stupid stuff. No, there are reasons why I love the game. It's more personal reasons. That's why. So some of that.
I don't want to know how personal of a reason you could have. And I don't want to know it. I said I don't.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll explain after the podcast. For now, filter me with your hatred. That's fine.
Sonic kissed by a girl.
No, not that. That's stupid. That part was stupid. And even I'll say that. No. There are other aspects to the game that I absolutely adore. I'm trying to freaking every Nintendo console has mainly been because of Pokemon or because of Smash Bros. So that's usually that. It's like
Name again. I'm really good.
Get rid of Gigantamaxing. Get rid of Dynamaxing. Bring back Mega Evolution and bring back Z moves. Those were fine mechanics that pushed the lore. That pushed the lore of Pokemon forward. Gigantamax and Dynamax completely set it backwards, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid. So stupid. I'm not gonna explode this time. Not yet, at least. Someone has to bring up a topic that really, that does push me forward. That does, but I've learned to hold that in after hanging out with PokeTubers for the past 4, 5, 6 months. That I've kind of like learned to kind of like withhold that. For the record, so shout out to all the PokeTuber friends out there. How you guys doing? Good to see you.
We got a lot of questions from chat, so I'm just gonna go down the line.
Let's go.
Instead of going this way, let's start off with Suplex.
All right.
Oh, nice. Switch things up a bit. I'm gonna keep stacking your consoles. Don't mind me.
Lopez says, serious question. I worked in a mall and noticed a bigger line for the PlayStation than the other system. They were bought and sold for double outside.
I think it's questioning as in
Someone's
why
integrity? That money,
Cloud.
Money.
dollar bills, y'all. That's basically it.
Friggin'
If people wouldn't price PlayStation
like-
5s at $1,100 if people aren't buying them at $1,100.
literally like the reason they're doing this in the first place. Nope.
For 25 the spillover $25.
So
But that's it.
I can bring a hail if you want to.
If you ever want to understand why someone is overselling a product, it's hype and money.
There is a lot of hype behind the PlayStation
Yeah.
5 because with the success of the PS4 and the exclusive film of it, the people who are already invested in the PlayStation ecosystem, they already know the next generation is going to get better games. They know that they're going to have more features and options that they had with the PS4 and the PS3, now going on to the PS5. So they're already invested, and they already know that with the next generation, it's going to be even better. So that's why people are going out and going crazy to purchase a PS5 at $500, and even those eBay scalpers trying to sell it for $2,000, even more. You might find that one random fanatic that may try to buy it at that price. Person's an idiot because
desperation.
No, it's impatience and desperation. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's all for status. People just want to buy it now to say, I got it now.
Exactly.
To be the one.
It's like with every iPhone or like
Yeah. Whenever there's something new, people always want it because it's new, not because of anything else. They literally, it could just be like, this thing is the exact same thing as the thing previous, but because it's new, we want it, and that's basically how it is.
Where there is hype, chaos will follow.
Yes. One thing that did get me curious about the situation with the PS5 and the Xbox X, and I want your guys' opinions on this though, is I couldn't help but notice, and I feel like it probably has something to do with the pandemic, that maybe this is the reason why. I maybe I'm wrong to say this, so forgive me. But I couldn't help but notice there was a lot more anticipation and hype for something like the Switch than I felt like there was for the PS5 and the Xbox X. And what I mean by that is, like, there were like commercials and like hundreds upon hundreds of people. We had YouTubers spending a month or so outside and again, pandemic is probably the reason why people didn't do that for that. But we had YouTubers do entire vlogging series standing outside the Nintendo store of NYC for over a month. And it was so hyped, so many people talking about it. With the PS5 and the Xbox One, it's kind of just like, we hear about the consoles, they're announced, no one talks about it. Or at least no one talks about it to the degree that I've seen for the Switch. Then the consoles are out. People got it, and we're like, we got it now, and then that's it.
You know what I think that is? It's a couple different things, because I think it's one, the different places you're looking at the coverage for, because there's been coverage and stuff put out there, not just with YouTubers and content creators, but especially media outlets, and especially big media outlets for these new consoles. The pandemic had something to do with it, especially with the waiting outside thing, because that's blown up a little bit more than what it actually is. I think that's just a thing specifically for a certain section of Nintendo fans. But I think also at the same time, it's just a different culture for PlayStation and Xbox when it comes to, like, hype and stuff, because everybody's hype when new consoles.
Of course.
There's been coverage. It's just, again, you just gotta look at different places.
Yeah.
It's just different type. We're just not always the YouTubers that are going crazy for, like, how you usually see with Nintendo and stuff. Like, they're all like, wild out and stuff. But, like, again, there's hype there.
No, I'm not denying that there's hype. There's obviously hype. Again, new consoles. That's always gonna be a good thing. It's just, it's so weird. I didn't see. I guess that's what it is. I didn't see as much conversation for those new consoles than I thought I would. Where it's like, I didn't see the people kind of like talking over and over and over again, like how it did with the Switch before that came out. I guess that's the thing. But again, it's what you said, yeah.
I guess because mainly a lot more people had priorities of both the pandemic and like
exactly
going on. So
again, I feel like the pandemic affected a lot.
Yeah, I would say, at least as far as the Switch pushing marketing, I believe they didn't. Mainly because they didn't want another failure of a console. They didn't really explain the Wii U too well, and I'm sure they didn't want another repeat of that. So they're trying to push marketing, make sure they knew what the system was, and make sure everyone was well and educated, so they don't make the same mistake.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I would imagine for as far as Xbox and you know what I mean. PS5, Xbox Series is mainly because everything going on in the world. Maybe a lot of people aren't a little bit more concerned about other things.
Got it. Okay.
Angel also asked, "What is your thoughts on J-Dong being the best in the world as a gamer?" I don't know who J-Dong is.
J Dog.
Never heard of him.
So all right. So to Mr. or Mrs. J Dog, whoever you are, play me. I invite you to play me in Smash Bros or Pokemon, and we'll see if you really are the best gamer in the world.
What? You really just gonna challenge this dude?
Yeah, I'll do it right now, live on stream. No, but
I have not.
wait,
He's not in my
dark,
room,
a
so-
dark,
Yeah.
a dark what? A StarCraft player. Okay.
All right, next question. Tyler Ninja Belvin.
Okay, Ninja. What about him?
$17 million last year for gaming. What is your goals in sponsorship, and where do you see yourself next year?
That's a good question. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't stream at all. I have to be. Yes, I have to be one of the very few gamers nowadays who just does not stream, and it's just a time. I have like I've got so many different projects that I'm working on at the same time. I can't stream. There's no way. I don't have enough time.
Understand.
And it's hard. And I don't know. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody here streams.
These two at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
started-
Yes, I've seen some of your stuff, and I've been on your streams.
I've started streaming this year, so
Okay.
It's not like we're in the middle of the stream right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cameras on. The few times that I've attempted to stream and play at the same time, I can't concentrate as well or enjoy the game as much because I gotta look at comments and people talking to me, and then shit, I just died. And what the hell did this guy just say? My mic went out. I'm lagging. I'm like, all right, my commentary's not matching up.
I forgot to turn off my phone, so my ringtone.
Yeah, dogs barking in the back. I'm like, shit. So I'm like, all right, I can enjoy this. So
Uber Eats is arriving.
yeah, damn Uber Eats. Yeah, so it almost becomes kind of like a burden, and I started kind of resenting gaming a little bit. I was like, man, this shit kind of sucks, man. It looks so easy for everybody else, so I kind of let it go, and I decided that gaming is just going to be a time where I just chill.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do this stuff. They don't say that. They don't say that that's okay to do that because there's a lot of different people that approach gaming as a hobby, and even contributors to do things that are different than what the popular thing is.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's more about like what you call and what.
Yeah, that's kind of like a trade-off. Like you want to, like, do you either want to play games that you maybe are not good at, or good at, but it's what people are playing right now.
Exactly.
Or you better enjoy yourself, but trade off the amount of views you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I know, admittedly, I don't stream a lot. I don't play like Call of Duty. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play those popular games. I usually do like Coliseum. Play
Garfield Park Racing.
Garfield. That's the game that got me to affiliate, so I can't talk shit about that. Hey guys, honestly, if you're just starting off,
I was there for Coliseum, so.
I was gonna say, if you're just starting off, I would say do something that's comfortable for you. And if it's only a couple friends you have watching you, hey, at least it's somebody watching. You could just share like a Friday night, just chatting with your friends.
Yeah. I think that's another issue that I had.
They're
Is
bullying you.
I don't play most of the mainstream games that everybody's playing, like Fortnite or Minecraft or any.
And you don't have to.
Yeah, the shit that I play has such a niche, like small community that nobody would join.
You could do. You could do.
You'd be surprised, though.
You're more into wrestling.
Yeah.
You might have got a kick out of the
No, yeah, you.
Yeah. So
just because it's a niche, though, it could still work. You'd be surprised how many wrestling fans are out there in the gaming
I
landscape.
get that, but then it comes to again, like, damn man, I'm doing this for them, and it's not enjoyable for me because I gotta pay attention to some of the things, and I mean, I play games like Windjammers.
Yeah, Windjammers.
I played Windjammers, but dude, that I don't know anybody else that likes Windjammers. Well, now I do.
It's like Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah. So I played that a lot, and it's very those weird games.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to that, well, I'm gonna take a little bit of what you're saying, put it into my own scenario, and then I'll get into the answer of like what I want to see when it comes to getting sponsors and all that. But basically, I've tried streaming before, and literally the only reason why I don't stream anymore, I've tried it in the past, is mainly internet connection. That's really it. Internet connection always sucks. Or either it sucks or it's fine one moment. It's very non-consistent. So then, because of that in my mind, I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to stream because I'll never know if the stream is gonna follow through or not. So I'd rather not risk it. So I pulled. I'm definitely more a YouTuber content creator than I am a streaming content creator, which is fine. Like, look what works with you. I have high respects and for streamers out there who do that. I like Steven and Jake. But and I one day I do want to stream. I do actually want to stream alongside doing YouTube just because it looks fun. And when I did stream in the past, it was fun. It didn't matter what game I played. Kingdom Hearts, Smash Bros, Fortnite, whatever game I played, I just had a good time. I didn't care what game I was playing, and I didn't care what people thought of the game I was playing, because I know for a fact in my comment section when I told people, guys, I'm going to play Fortnite and I'm going to stream it, people were like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you want to know why? Because I'm just going to have fun with it. And people joined. They enjoyed it. It was a good time. Weirdly enough, it was my most popular stream. And I sucked at the game. I sucked. My entire team carried me, but it was fun. You had a good time with it. But yeah, so one day I would love to stream again. It's not going to be for a very long time though. I don't see that happening. But with that in mind, it's still something that I very much highly recommend. If you have the chance and you want to try it out, do it, and maybe you'll enjoy it. And if you don't, well, you gain the experience of at least knowing now, hey, it's not my thing, but at least it's credit.
$1,000.
Basically. Oh, well, yeah. Also, if you have the finances necessary to get the equipment for that, I recommend it as well. That's another thing. Now, when it comes to my goals for when it comes to like things like affiliates and sponsors and stuff, like I'm still trying to learn it because a lot of the quote unquote sponsors that I used to have are mainly people who would do deals with me that I would meet at conventions, or people who are in the South Florida area who know me in person and be like, hey, like, we want you to do this for our product or this for that, and then we'll do this for you. And I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. But I've never actually had like one of the real YouTube sponsorships that people get where it's like, we'll pay you to through this email to this and that. I think Jake, you might have a little bit more experience than that, maybe when it comes to handling with sponsors and affiliates and stuff like that. So you might have a bit more experience with that. You and I have talked a little bit about that in the past. Because I still have no idea how to do that. I want to learn how to do that because I did, like, weirdly enough, I did grow to the point where I can start doing that. I just don't know how. And that's something that I just got to learn, and it's something that you got to figure. So at some point, I would love to gain sponsorships, but I just don't know how to do it. And Steven just went away to use the bathroom. You gotta go.
Oh,
You gotta go.
I see this man holding his stomach, running. Oh, here's the toilet.
No.
You talking about Taco Bell?
No. Here's the funny thing. I don't think it's to talk about. You want to know what it is? Hey, Steven, next time, how about you don't eat paper?
Too much fiber.
Like, I told you. No, this is what I tell Steven every time I hang out with him, and I'm going to continue saying this. Steven, I love you. You cosplay as Wario. That doesn't mean you are Wario.
Yeah.
Don't eat things that you shouldn't eat. Fuck.
Anyway.
Goodness gracious. Million, what are your thoughts on, if you have any? Or I don't know, Jay. Do you have anything to say about?
Talking about it.
We're talking about what are our goals for sponsorships and affiliates.
G Fuel.
G Fuel, yeah.
Am I gonna sponsor?
Yo, G Fuel, sponsor this podcast.
I want more Bahama Mama.
Yo, Bahama Mama is actually impressive. Like the fact that Roman Atwood was able to do that, that's very cool.
Should I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, share with us your wisdom because I also want. I'm gonna write notes.
Like this year, I just hit my 10-year mark as of January. I've been in a decade.
Congrats.
So, and the thing is,
Oh, yeah.
say it. It's weird to say that because you don't want to do that, but also too something that I don't think that a lot of people, especially down here in our scene, that like likes to do a lot of stuff. For me personally, what I've always wanted to do, they also said they can't hear it, but they also said they can't hear it in the street. We gotta double check the sound. Yeah,
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
But
Testing.
main thing for me, my biggest goal or my biggest important thing that that's like, the big thing for me is that I want to get a position or a job or be hired by an outlet or a website, in order to cover games for a living. Because I've wanted to do that for a long time. Like you guys, I think most of you know because I share it on social media. I did the thing for G4, the G4 Needs Now thing, which who knows what's going on with that thing at this point, but like that's the type of thing that I've always wanted to do for a long time because even ever since before I started my career, I've always wanted to be either on a TV or on a platform covering games and talking about them because that's what my biggest inspiration to have us, in Mortal Kombat. Because a lot of those people that were there wanted to do that, and I keep saying it every year as I go along in my career, like that this next year is going to be the year and stuff. And again, things change, especially not just the things change, trends change, business stuff change. It's like it's really something that I'm still chasing, and I feel like I'm still going to be chasing even after I get to that point. But I want to get to the point where I'm not only able to establish myself as a personality or as an individual that has a lot of weight that when it talks about games, it talks about entertainment, but also, like especially for our scene down here, like one of the fun things I wanted to do was I wanted to host my own event. I wanted to actually do a thing like whether it was a tournament or something where it's like, okay, JJ presents this thing for the entire local scene.
Love it.
And have it where everybody could be welcome and everybody could just come and just have a ball and be like, yo, listen, this is what's happening down here. Because I don't know if I think I told you guys, but I know I've talked about it here and there. Like a lot of the people in the industry, I'm talking about the PR people, the publishers, and the devs, the indie devs. A lot of them don't come down from South Florida.
They don't.
Specifically
They don't.
because of reason number one, it's that's to say. Sometimes, unfortunately, down here, the people that run stuff can tend to be a little bit cheap. It's like legit and like.
I'm not gonna name any names.
I wasn't talking about. I mean, I wasn't. I was talking to a certain grouping of people, and it's like indie developers that run studios and stuff like indie games, stuff like they would love to come down here, especially with the Miami scene and the vegan cosplay scene, because they do it around the United States and around the world. But like again, you can't just throw something like that out there and just expect it to just work. It's a lot of money and finances and resources that goes with it. But what the thing that they really want to see is they want to see it and they want to see a need for it down here. And I feel like we have events like conventions and stuff like that, but we just don't have that need to show them. Because they can make that happen. So I want to get to the point for me, at least my career and business ambitions, to be able to do something like that. And for me, it really starts with not only building up my rep and building up my presence on YouTube and stuff, which again, my goal was to get on YouTube, and I'm still not nowhere close. So I haven't even gotten past 3K, but I'm still grinding it out. Get to that point where I can at least start taking the steps to make those types of things reality. Because I feel like once I do that, people can actually see the good that I can do for my scene, the good that I can do for my part of the industry. It could make things a lot more fun for everybody around me.
Make sure to subscribe to him.
Please, yes. Subscribe to everyone here. Subscribe to Jake James Lugo. Subscribe to South Florida Gaming Podcast. Subscribe to the Media Nut as well as Random Ramblings Productions. And we're all amazing creators. And you have the channel too, right?
No, I'm on IG, but I haven't done the YouTube thing.
Right.
I took a different route to kind of get my name established in the gaming community. And one thing I did is I just emailed a bunch of conventions that I knew were happening in the year. And say, hey, I want to host a video game tournament. I'll come with a table, big ass TV, controllers. I'll bring my own prize. It depends on the venue. You could do a buy-in if you want. It can be totally free. I don't care. I just want it for exposure.
Right.
And I emailed probably 15 people, and I got like 3 emails back. And I did each of those events. I dropped my stuff, set up, and I don't know. That's kind of the avenue I'm going. I don't want to be hot on YouTube. Like I said, it's more time for me to get big on YouTube. I would assume everybody who's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm assuming that's like their full time job.
Not always.
Not always.
That's-
No,
that's
no.
not- it's really-
Well, if
Depends on if they're
it-
able to be monetized.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, if you're making bank, and not if you got 500,000 subscribers and you're not, pulling
Yeah.
bank.
surprised.
But if
You'd be
you're-
surprised. So, because
Well,
like
okay.
there's I've met we've both met people who've like where there's one guy with 500,000 subscribers who's making bank who can make it. There's another guy with 500,000 subscribers who doesn't. It depends on the content they make. It depends on who they talk to. It depends. It really. Yeah,
It's
that's the thing. It's connections and also like Negan said, monetization as well as what it is that they do, what they have. Because YouTuber number one can have sponsorships and monetization because maybe the videos they make are safe to monetize, as well as maybe they have merch. Meanwhile, a YouTuber number B.
Yeah.
Number B. YouTuber number B. They have 500,000 subscribers, but maybe the content that they have is not easy to monetize because they're non-monetizable because they always get copyright or because of things like that. Like it's exactly like there's a lot, especially with my time with like I said, this year, one of the biggest things that I've been doing mainly this year has been hanging out with a lot of different PokeTubers because recently on the MediaNet channel, I've kind of had a resurgence of interest with Pokemon. So I've been befriending and hanging out with a lot of like Pokemon YouTubers, and a lot of them are big. A lot of them are surprisingly big, but some of them do it for a job. Others do it for fun and they have a day job. And it really is different because Pokemon, sad to say, is one of those content that is very hard to do without having copyright problems. It's like Game Freak, and more importantly, the Pokemon anime. Those are almost impossible not to get copyrighted by. It's insane. Yeah. No, the question is mainly about gaining sponsorships and affiliates and what your goals for that are and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
One of those things with sponsorships is definitely. I hope within a couple of years we go build up South Florida Gamers podcast. We definitely will over time. Hopefully we can host and talk about fingers crossed.
I would love to see you guys get a table or no, we need to do a live show.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we talking about
Let's see you guys do. That'd be fun.
For next this isn't a 100% thing, but like I can definitely try to talk to some of I know like Sunrise being one of the main ones I know that I have a little bit more lean in, but like I could try to talk to some of my contacts in the convention scene and see if they could like have you guys.
We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I love you guys.
My person, I'm going to try to be more local, less Palm Beach.
Mhm.
For events and
Mhm.
I've some gaming turns in a couple areas such as the Accomplice Ciderworks place I went to recently. And that's it.
well, I guess
Oh, it's not just me.
what
When you gotta go. No, it's all right.
So Steven,
At least you're not storming through. What are your hopes?
What is your goal in sponsorship, or where do you see yourself next year?
I mean, I've always been a cosplayer and prop maker first, and that's where I've always gotten my popularity from, like winning costume contests, posting props and costumes I've made on social media, posting a meme here and there. That's my life's become shit posting every single day. But honestly, streaming was always something I did on the side because when I stream, I usually do it for an organization I raise money for, which is called Extra Life.
Mhm.
We bring gamers together, raise money for their local children's miracle network hospital. So that's my priority because I would do that for Nicholas Children's, especially when I do my charity stream for like 24 hours, 25 hours. This year I did 15. But point is, streaming was never a priority to me, and I always try to reach out whenever I did. Let me rephrase that a little bit. usually when I started streaming, now I was went to my network of friends. I would like to start reaching out to network with more people because I just I would love to stream be words. What exactly?
Bigger.
I definitely want to branch out and try to expand my content because I'm just this late learning how to use Twitter, learning how to use YouTube. Because when I used YouTube way before this was Google, it was owned by Google. It was like uploading, like just doing those shit posts with like getting the camera, filming melee, and just playing like Linkin Park in the music. There was those.
Now there's like a lot of things you gotta like figure out and watch out for. And all
Yeah, and unfortunately, I really don't have the time to edit videos. So I'm fortunate enough to still be working in this pandemic, and fortunate enough to get more hours out of this pandemic. I'm gonna be honest.
If you ever need help with editing, let me know. Nice.
But the problem is just trying to figure out what content I want to make.
Okay, yeah, of course.
I mainly wanted to use my streaming platform as a way to post cosplay and prop stuff. But with cons essentially being dead at the moment, that kind of like didn't work out. So I'm just learning from like other streamers that I've met in the past, or like asking different people like to expand my knowledge. So at least once cons come back, I can at least use that to try to expand, do better content. But yeah, it's definitely a learning curve, and it's one I'm more than willing to figure out.
Definitely.
Other than that, I don't even know. Like, Jared, would be some good sponsors for me to reach out to.
You're asking us?
Eventually, just see like what
Nintendo just has like.
I feel like a local. I feel like certain local, like South Florida based people that technically they don't really have a sponsor program, but one thing that I've definitely discussed with them about maybe starting one because I see promise in them is like certain companies like Squirty Cats has become really popular the past like year or so. Squirty Cats is this
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Don't worry, not sponsored. But Squirty Cats is like you guys ever before the pandemic happened, we went to a lot of cons. You guys remember that one booth with those little plush toys that they're all shaped like a cube, and they're like little cat things, and they have like different costumes? Squaredy Cats. No, it's like they're one of the people that I recommend just because they've grown popular. But aside from that, like there are definitely some companies that are out here in South Florida that I feel like they have a presence that they can definitely grow if they started a sponsorship program. But that's in my opinion.
I was gonna say, as far as sponsors went, I only so far, at least for the charity stuff, I've gone to places like here. I've reached out to EY. I reached out to a couple local places when I want to support local first. That was the same thing when I was starting all my Twitch stuff, like my graphics. I could have reached out to someone on Fiverr; it could have been easier. But like, you know what? Let me reach out to some local artists, and all that, because I'm still working. Some people are not. I want to like throw them a bone and help them out. So I don't know, man. It's like I don't know what I'm gonna do for sponsors, man. Like
it's tough.
It's hard, I know, and it's like, hold on.
Oh, sorry to interject. Has anybody here been to CEO?
Yes,
I am not.
Alex Jabali, yeah. So
I know the name Alex Jabali, but
there's sponsors walking those floors, just scouting people all the time. Some even have applications that you can, fill out, and they ask for your social, and they go and they deep dive and they check you out.
Social media or social security?
Yeah, probably. Probably both. There's a lot of shady characters. That's a lot of weird people, dude. So.
You're kind of activating a bit of a flashback. Jake? During the grand opening of Flynn's, didn't you and I talk a little bit about CEO? Or was it C2 or something? Or
CETSS.
I don't freaking know. You were telling me about some kind of fighting game event or something that you were recommending me. That you were like, hey, like this one place I think you'll like. I don't know. Or something. I don't know. Something in Florida.
If yes, for like sponsorships, I think that would be a great start for anybody. I mean, for gamers in general, if you haven't been there, and I'm not sponsored by them either. I'm just a really big fan. I've been going since it started. I would definitely check them out. Sponsors, there's a bunch of sponsors, scouting the place, and I don't know, you might get lucky.
Yeah, you do that at any con, but that one is specifically geared towards fighting game.
Yeah.
Like any convention you get down here locally and stuff that a lot of businesses get tables there. So it doesn't hurt to go ask or at least say like, hey, I need some stuff. That's the same thing. Like I'm even going through that now, like over this last year with my own YouTube channel, even though I don't have the money or something like that. Be like, hey, listen, I'm brand friendly and I so if you're interested, just say hello.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
you mean brand friendly? You mean like
Not
Appropriate,
cursing,
yeah.
It's just you're not someone that's just making content that's not only super highly controversial, but it's just stuff that offends people like in a nasty way.
Yeah.
There's a difference between controversial, like edgy content, and controversial that's just like being mean spirited.
Yeah.
a couple language
not being a liability.
Basically, yeah.
Not being
Like that's another thing. Like certain.
Christian Minecraft server friend.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I guess. Oh God, no.
But seriously, who do we have to talk to for you guys to host Taco Fest? Are you guys on it? You two need to be on the floor freaking interviewing people as well, man. You guys gotta you guys, you know, I brought it up last time, but you guys definitely got
We tried it all times. Guessing like that would be definitely.
I
a booth
Yeah.
at the least, bro. A table.
I'm still deciding whether or not because I know Taco Fest recently announced. Like I'm still trying to decide whether or not I was want. Yeah. They're all in hold. Yeah. So yeah. Because just because the Taco Fest announced that they're gonna do it, it doesn't mean that they're gonna stay true.
This year's digital are big expos that had spaces up. They've done digital. I did my first this year for Video Arcade Expo.
Congrats about that, by the way.
Set up a thing there. It's a digital event. Just like get together over Zoom or Discord and like actually record panel and have that presented and streamed on Twitch. I've done that a couple of times now. Between that, I did it I believe now for Anime UI this past week because I did my own little Twitch stream, and then I did one. It was right before that for another other events, like another location. So it's like stuff like that like different events are like adapting stuff. So it's good to be able to get involved with that. So eventually, when things open up to a point, if they do, so have a lot of events that even they already know exist.
Yeah, we're dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're dropping.
And,
It's just
and I when it comes to like where I see myself next year or whatnot, it's pretty much just continuing the podcast, having more guests. Like meanwhile, we talk literally almost every week, and he already knows how ahead of the curve that I am. Like I'm ahead of the curve. I'm like 6 months ahead.
Nice.
Yeah, right. But in terms of content, in terms of the podcast, where I want to go and what I want to do, I'm already ahead because I've already written down what the goals that I want to do, what I need to do on the podcast, and then of course there's also my platform as well. When it comes to just game streaming and even with content creation and whatnot, like I've already have my game plan on what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and I've even started to dabble in when it comes to like creating videos and whatnot, and commentary videos. I want to do more videos where I can connect with gamers that in pretty much in a more real life situations and whatnot, and have a talk. Because one thing I did notice during the pandemic is that a lot of gamers, even though they're not going out and social or whatnot, especially in conventions, I ended up talking to a lot of them. Even some of them even come to Flynn's Arcade during their events, and then I'm having like these one-on-one, heart-to-heart conversations and whatnot. Because there are gamers out there that are, going through depression, that are going through stress, that don't have friends that talk to or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to make my content going towards that direction where I can connect with those guys and be like, yo, shit suck now. I suck now. You have to keep your head up. For me, always praise the sun. And today's going to be another day. It's another day to be, another day of opportunity. Don't live your life in fear and whatnot because of certain many factors and whatnot. By all means, know your risk, know what you can risk, and know what you can't risk.
Yeah.
You want to play it safe. Sometimes if you have to take that risk and make that jump to see if you're going to get that opportunity, then by all means, get that opportunity. Because sometimes that opportunity may not come back to you a second time around. So that's where I want to start making content with. And I also like to talk to people, face to face, because that's my approach. That's how I'm built. And when I hear, especially on Instagram, when I talk to a lot of people and just they're going through some stuff, whatnot, and I just try to be there. That would be like, yo, you can talk. It's gonna be confidential between you and me or whatnot. And if not, we can meet at Flynn's and we can step outside and we can just talk about stuff or whatnot, just one on one and the personal stuff. And I want to be that person where hey, I can talk to this guy because at least I know that I got somebody in my corner. And if I screw up, yeah, I'm gonna be your big bro to kick your ass and be like, yo, you're freaking out. Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
You're doing something wrong. So you go down that path. So that's what I want to do, content wise, and that's the direction I want to go.
I'm glad you brought up depression around this time of throughout this whole thing going on. Honestly, this last couple months, it's been getting really hard. Like trying to produce content and stuff, and even just trying to go on because it's not because of my line of work. It's gotten to the point where people have actually discriminated on me because not wanting to hang out with them because they think I'm gonna get them sick.
Right.
So there's a lot of people pushing me away. So it kind of hurts. Like I get where they're coming from, but look up. It's at the point where it's like it's hard to keep going.
Yeah.
And chatting with you guys, for instance, really boosts my confidence a little bit, but at the same time, it's like it's one of those things you just gotta take it day by day.
Yeah.
What I just heard is we're not enough for you.
No, like the pandemic has really affected the whole concept of mental health in many different ways. Like mental health has already been a growing problem in the past few years, but like the pandemic has definitely affected it in a definitely. So like for anyone who's watching, for anyone who's out there, for anyone who's listening, just remember that there are people who care. There are people that you can talk to, whether it's friends, families, professionals. There are many hotlines and numbers that you could call, and like you're not alone. You're not alone. Even if you feel like you are not. There's always gonna be that one person out there who's gonna be there no matter what. Who's willing to listen and hear you out, whatever struggles you're going through. Yeah. It's definitely an important thing to remember during this time.
I mean, you try to put on a smile, on even though you can't see it, you try to put a smile on your face, but it's hard.
Yeah. And I tell people that I'm in my 30s or whatnot. And I told them that I've had it when I was like younger, really bad, loneliness, depression, all the negative stuff. And then of course, my whole military career, which I'm not going to talk about, which is hell itself, but another challenge. And I tell people, what keeps me going is that I just got to keep going. I got to keep going because I know that eventually it's temporary.
Yeah.
All the bad stuff, all the negativity, it's temporary. As long as I keep working on that bring positivity, and not just to me, but to people around me, the circle and whatnot, that's what I'm going to keep striving for. That's what I'm going to keep pushing. And then eventually, my influence will influence others that come around to the point where I don't know this guy, but I'm going to stick with him because there's something about him that makes me want to stick with this person. That's where I'm going to take things with and whatnot. And I'm liking the progress that I'm in. I'm like,
good.
That's good to hear.
I'm not stopping regardless of all the negativity and whatnot because I look at positivity and negativity, especially on the internet, like this. My positivity is heavy as shit. It doesn't move the scale. It doesn't move the scale. Yeah. And not only that, when people talk all the negativity online, I always say this. I don't look like the type of person that will throw hands with in real life, so we're not going to go there. So, yeah.
Taking it to a somewhat like because we're talking about a heavy topic, but taking it to a slightly lighter and kind of funny thing. I just opened up Pokemon Go, and the first thing that happens is just a freaking army of Electabuzz here in Flynn's, and I'm like, what the fudge? Exactly. I'm like, why the heck are there so many of you dudes? I'm gonna get an Electivire by the end of today. Yeah. No, this podcast is going all day, 24 hours. Let's get no.
So I'm gonna work at 5 o'clock.
I work at 6.
Like 4 hours of sleep.
5 favorite games in the PS4, Xbox One era. Make
sheesh.
short, brief, and starting with
Sheesh.
I'm just gonna go with the 5 that I'm currently playing on PS4, and that is Jedi Fallen Order, playing Battlefront 2, Windjammers, of course, playing UFC 4 and Mortal Kombat 11.
For me, 5 games PS4 and Xbox One era. In no particular okay. All right, in no particular order. Kingdom Hearts 3, Spider-Man, the Spyro and Crash reboot trilogy, or not reboot, but the Ignited trilogies. Fudge. What else is there? What else did I care about during those eras? Pressure. Okay, I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna. It's not PS4 or Xbox, but Smash. Smash is always gonna be what. I'm sorry. Okay, so I guess it doesn't have to be those, but then like PS4 and Xbox. But I'm breaking the rules. Pokemon. I'm always gonna love. Those are it. Yeah, there we go.
Red Dead Redemption, Breath of the Wild.
See, it's not easy.
The issue is I don't play on console.
But the games that came.
Yeah. Like they're talking about the eras of those games, apparently.
So like last gen.
Borderlands 3.
Okay.
I mean, technically, it's been out for a while. Tarkov. I don't know if anyone heard of that.
Never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
That's really yeah.
What 4?
When I play certain games, I tend to play them very consistently. Like Tarkov took a lot of my time.
Among Us.
Tarkov is one of those games where you play it and there's no real like end goal except just survive and just become a rich bastard.
Not just life. Listen, it's better to be a rich bastard than an ugly bastard. What's that supposed to be?
I actually think I have a funny question after we're done with this one, I think.
Okay, so I would say Breath of the Wild's definitely on that list. Crypto the Necro Dancer.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was actually really fun indie. Yakuza 0 was also on that list. Oh, there's just so many games. I would say, even though I know this game came out in the past, but with the updates it's been getting to improve, I would say Halo MCC.
I thought you were gonna say Skyrim.
I thought you were gonna say Skyrim as well.
Funny enough, I bought the game I bought Skyrim like 3 times, but I've never beaten it.
No one does.
No one ever does.
I think I might do that as a stream goal. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I'll commit to a stream one of these days. There's just so
That's
much
your funeral.
There's so many games that came out during this generation. It's like
Games that took your most time.
my most time.
Games they had most fun with.
Okay, so what did I say? Breath of the Wild, Crypto the Necro Dancer,
2,
Yakuza 0,
3.
Right.
WarioWare Gold,
Okay.
and
I don't know. Smash, Mario Kart.
I would say it's not
Garfield. Garfield.
That game is no, that's an experience. No, Garfield Kart is a shitty Mario Kart. That's all it is. I would say Smash.
Okay.
So I'm gonna jump this one for consoles because there's a lot that came up there with this entire generation. So Smash Ultimate, I think it's the Final Fantasy VII remake. Was it God of War? Was it Destiny 2?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
To choose last one, I would probably have to say. It's a tie between these, and I have to go with Persona 5. That's
I didn't see that coming. No, for me, it's Spider-Man for that one.
I'm gonna go with Gears of War 5, Sea of Thieves. For Nintendo, I'm gonna say Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's such a really good.
I'm gonna say for my last 2, Destiny 2.
What do you
That's my pick.
What about you, JJ?
I think I play well. Yeah, that's the same thing.
I don't know what plays Titan here. Okay, good. I'm not like big brain.
I'm not a hunter player. No,
He's like My brain hurt to smash.
I play as Sonic.
And my last one. Wow,
There's a lot. Just gotta look at the whole.
Mhm.
It's like about 7 years worth of years.
You know, go with recent, so I'm gonna say Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
I enjoy the multiplayer, the actual fiction.
Oh, yo, no, literally because you said that, I totally forgot like certain other games like that are fantastic that I thought like freaking, the freaking
Did you watch this?
Uncharted, the recent Uncharted game was great.
Oh, great. Can I think one of my games?
Yes.
What did I say again? I forgot.
No, we're not going through that.
You're gonna be surprised with this. I'm gonna change WarioWare Gold to Shovel Knight.
Okay. All right. Okay. I respect that.
It's a trip.
Yeah, it was. Cuphead as well. Yeah.
Tsushima, right off the bat. Persona 5, right off.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes.
That's a really good game.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Not PlayStation.
All PlayStation.
We're not Genshin Impact on our list.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say the Last Airbender, and I'm like, what is
Last of Us?
Said that.
Yeah.
Did you?
Fortnite? No, I'm kidding.
Apex Legends is on that list.
Oh, that's a good one.
Apex has been the game that's been getting me fit again. Every time I die, I do 15 push-ups. 15 squats.
I kind of want to do that for Dark Souls when I stream it.
Dark Souls 3.
Oh, okay. No, I'm surprised you didn't say Tekken 7.
Mm.
Surprised.
Yeah. Honorable
Eh.
mention.
Eh.
Honorable mention. Yeah.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Tekken 7, MKX. I'm MKX over MK11. Don't judge me.
I have too many honorable mentions.
As long as we don't talk about Monster Spider-Man.
That's
Yeah.
Destiny 2.
I would also say.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Overwatch. Yeah, that's a good one. Overwatch recently had that event on. I don't know if it was for the other consoles, but specifically on Switch, where you got to play the entire game, the entirety of it, with every character for like a weekend for free. I played it. I had so much fun. Like I forgot how fun Overwatch was. I enjoyed every moment. The character I play is a bit controversial though, because I actually am one of those monsters who play Hanzo.
Secure,
Mm.
Bloodborne,
All right.
and
Mario Kart.
Listen, if you really want to play a game,
And Red Dead
you
Redemption
take
2.
off all your games music and you just listen to Mario Kart music, and you will do better.
Really?
You listen to Coconut Mall, and you'll fucking pop the fuck up.
Next, you start playing Bloodborne.
Just you just
Like 10 times.
I love it. Love it.
Spider-Man would be my honorable mention for sure.
Yeah.
Honestly, I bought a PS4 and I need to figure out more games to play for it.
I got one question, but it's not even game related.
So,
Favorite anime theme song?
that's all.
Pokemon XYZ theme. It's amazing. I listen to it almost every day.
That's something in it.
Oh,
That was easy for me. I'm sorry.
Great question, but my answer would be for both of those, Yo-Yo Hakusho. So damn 90s. So 90s, man.
You're about to say.
I was after that. I also have a question. It is somewhat gaming related.
That's a good.
I'm like, I just want to go to the meat. Okay, fuck you.
It's an anime.
It's all part of the experience, man.
Listen,
I watched Jim Curtis too.
my phrasing does not justify your interpretation of meat with anime. Fucking degenerate. I've seen your Discord. I know, and guess where I never go for a very valid reason.
For those
Dang.
person one, person actual one.
You know,
I haven't been posting shit. My friend posted.
They associate with you.
Oh, my honorable mentions. I guess I already mentioned like a lot of games that I like, but I mentioned the recent Uncharted game was fantastic. I love that. This one's controversial, but Last of Us, the entire series, the entire Last of Us series. Well, ¿qué más? Freaking Breath of the Wild was another one that I should have mentioned. Mario Odyssey is another one I should have mentioned. Sonic Mania, another good one.
Where are my glasses?
I think it's I can't really think of any other. I can't think of it. I don't think I can think of any other games of the PS4 generation. Oh, Shantae's a good one. Shantae's good. Yeah. Shovel Knight's another one. Cuphead is another one.
Streets of Rage 4. So good, bro.
Oh, I just remembered something because you play a lot of fighter games, right? So apparently, if you want to play Virtual Fighter 5 on PC, technically you're able to do the Yakuza 7.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Because in
Wow.
the arcade in Yakuza 7, you could actually go to the arcade, play like second games that they have there.
Yeah.
What? What are your honorable mentions, Hunter?
Well, we didn't finish the question about the anime music.
I don't know if that was. That's just something my question.
I'm gonna say.
I feel like that'll take too much time.
That's it.
I was gonna say mine would have been You Was Shocked from Hotel no Cat.
What's
Red North Star.
I
Oh shit!
usually
Me?
I usually have an empty brain, so I don't really remember much. Head empty.
Literally, I put my head next to his, and I hear. We're sorry, the number you.
This shit is literally hollow.
Oh no, that was a Mickey Donald Goofy Three Musketeer reference.
Steven, what are your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Oh, for this. Wow, there's a lot. I wish I had my Switch on me so I got a cheat sheet. Okay, because kind of got back. Well, actually, no, I'm lying. Sun and Moon was pretty good. Wario World, I would have moved that into honorable mentions. What else did I say? Yakuza 7 so far is pretty good. Wow, there's a lot. There's just so many games. Sonic Mania. I'm trying to think what else. Cadence of Hyrule was actually pretty great. I think that was a beautiful collaboration between like an indie dev and Nintendo. Hyrule Warriors was also pretty great. Wow, there's just so many games. Gears 5, Destiny 2, the usual suspects. Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Really? Violet took blue.
Garfield's Pirates.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
So that's a funny story. At work, I almost accidentally crashed into Tony Hawk.
Oh gosh.
Like I almost actually accidentally injured him. Like that.
I mean, he's an old man, so you probably would have just ruined.
No, it's also funny how his Twitter's like tells like airport stories of him like not knowing who people don't know who he is. It's stories about that. It's like, oh god.
Jake, what are your honorable mentions?
If I had to choose 5, there's a lot of good ones. I'm saying Ray and the Black Forest.
That was a good one.
I would say MAX. Definitely for the Red States.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
Hollow Knight's a pretty good one too.
We're all super.
Yeah.
The ones I spent the most time.
Yeah.
And while we get your honorable mentions,
Probably just gonna name 3 to speed it up, but
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. I would say Brotherhood specifically. That's been like,
Brotherhood's great. But Brotherhood's like last.
PS3 gen.
Yeah, that's 360.
Yeah, let me take that back. I mean, Assassin's Creed out.
Odyssey, or
Honestly,
Black Flag.
Black
Yeah.
Flag was fun.
He already said Mario Odyssey. I know that was the joke.
No, but it originally came out for 360 and PS3 because yeah,
Not 360.
yeah,
Almost certain
Yeah.
it was 360.
yeah, because there was a thing that
Actually, no, he's right because there was a collection with the Xbox that you got it as a collection with Black Flag. And
They ported it.
and also because also you gotta remember because during that time when Unity was coming out, they brought Rogue into the 360 PS3, so there was that, which was a weird mix, but it was also a fun game,
Yeah.
right?
I'm gonna say Mario Party.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Mario Kart.
Side-layer battle with
Overwatch or Tetris 99.
There's a lot.
So many games. Like,
Girls, what about you? Did he say yours already? Oh, okay. Oh, then here's a question I have for everyone, and I think it'll be really funny.
what?
So, out of each of us, I think there's enough people to make that. Out of each of us, who here would most likely be an imposter?
Me.
You say me.
Ooh.
You can't see most of his face, so it's a
That's So there's two suspects. Two sus.
Although I don't know why part of me kind of says
But
Jake.
again, you know what's
Maybe it's the way he's holding his hands with the really creepy murder gloves.
You gotta remember one thing.
Yeah.
You gotta remember one thing though.
Totally
He's sitting
different.
alone.
To what?
Yeah.
One of us is gone.
Down here, there is a lot.
There's a body missing.
Two imposters right there.
I mean, he's the only person that in his name has something physically attacking someone too. Yeah.
virtual hugs wasn't a big. I went the other
I
direction.
would. Okay, now I have a dumb question on that.
All right, go. What?
And then I was gonna actually send this to you, and I forgot to do it last night because I knocked out. And it's you've all played a fair share of games, like a lot of your games.
Among Us.
What is the moment in a game that's actually like you play it and it always makes you cry?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Towards the end,
It didn't make me cry, but it made me kill over a little. I was like, oof.
Red Dead.
no, for me,
Really good smart playing Journey. I've said this before. Playing Journey, that is a game that I
Was
play
it?
that it's a short game. You sit down and play it stuff. You have a very visceral reaction to it, and everybody I know that's played it has had that same.
You know,
Yeah.
no game
I
has
think-
a visceral reaction when you play it. No Man's Sky, because you realize
no, for me, moments in certain games that made me cry, like Spider-Man specifically. I'm don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil, but I'll say a line, and you guys are gonna know what it is. You knew that one, that line that got me, but also may or may not share these feelings that I have, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is another one that I felt emotional with, and then Smash Bros because of like some characters that whenever a new character joins and like if it's a character that I was really hoping for, either for myself or for others, I feel emotional, and then if it's a character that I just really didn't like, I also cry, but more for like a what the fudge, why we did not need another Fire Emblem character. Okay, we're good. Anyways,
I think for me would have been Halo Reach.
oh, that's good. Yeah.
Just in between the story, we already from the beginning.
What?
You see the entirety of Noble Team dying little by little.
Yeah.
And I think what really seals the deal for me is just that last mission, Lone Wolf. When you see that one thing, it's a current objective, survive, and with the music that plays, like, dude, Martin O'Donnell can like write it.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh my god, like I'm actually tearing up now thinking about it. And you're just there, and you see your visor cracking, and you see the final cutscene.
I will say though, I definitely feel like I've been more emotional towards movies and like shows than I am with games. But the few games that I have been emotional for, I already said them, and yeah, it's good. It's powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking! I keep forgetting Last of Us exists.
All right. And questions, Q&A from your followers, and of course our closing remarks.
All right, I only have one question for one of my followers.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's more cosplay
I think we're gonna
related,
go.
so technically probably
Go ahead.
you just about cooking.
Go ahead. Let's see.
No, like they just want cooking. That's
Okay, what was the question specifically?
I don't play any games, but I want to know about your cooking. Literally that.
Okay, what's your cooking? What's your cooking like, Negan?
Fucking good.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite thing to cook? We're making this a genuine thing now.
I fucking know.
Tell me what's your favorite thing to cook, Negan.
This is what Okay, so the only question I really got was, would you ever wear contacts for a cosplay? No.
Nah, I don't wear contacts for real life. I'm not gonna wear them for a cosplay.
Listen, I spent extra money to get these Ray-Bans.
No, for me they
prescriptions. So.
Oh no, for me it's just contacts freak me out. I'm sorry.
They're rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're rough.
They
especially for football and PC.
I'm a pansy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Would you fall asleep with them?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't.
Wear contacts in class. Yeah.
Who is it? Trick or Treats, Florida. This one's nice. Without any explanation.
Okay.
What niche obscure game is your favorite?
Oh,
Niche obscure game.
Yes.
Oh, niches.
Ooh.
I got this.
I thought of one, but I don't know if it's a niche.
Yes.
Let's go for it. Just throw it out to the wind.
I was just saying because I think it's better than Sonic Mania in some respects. Freedom Planet.
Ooh. I know Freedom Planet.
Clearly has stuff in it that Sonic Mania was inspired by. But then again, I don't know. Maybe playing this.
I played it a bit. Freedom Planet is really good. I appreciate it.
I would say mine's would be freshly picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land for the DS. Just for the fact that it is an obscure, like this is a Zelda spin-off game that only came out in Japan, and funny enough in Europe, they were trying to localize it in America, but like no, nobody likes Tingle over here. Which is funny enough because this is technically the only game in those series of games. Not multiple Tingle games. The only one that can localize in English. Granted, it's British, UK English. Yeah, but other than that, it's really interesting. It has like obscure art, but it's pretty much a pretty good Zelda spin-off game. It plays true to that, except the twist is, since you know how Tingle wants to get money and to see to be a fairy or whatever. His gimmick is like instead of a heart meter, his rupees are his life. And the twist is you actually have to haggle to get stuff done, like ranging from like entering the town to getting items. So, and the fun part is they don't tell you the prices half the time. And sometimes if you get the prices wrong, they don't give you back your money. So you definitely have to like honestly use a guide, but that game is not very forgiving, but at the same time, it has its unique charm. And I think it's a very obscure game that, at least in America, that never came out over here. Granted, you have like a 3DS or DS. They're not region locked, so you could just pop a European game in there, no problem. But yeah, they're really fun.
Good.
LSD. What was that? What game was the LSD one for the PS1?
Niche obscure games. I feel like which many of the games I play is a Pepsi Man. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You don't know about Pepsi Man?
You don't know Pepsi Man? Yeah.
Well, look at the video from one time.
No, look up the video from the completionist. That's a pretty good one.
I'll send you one right now. Favorite version.
But when it comes to obscure, trying to think, I don't. No, none of the games that I really play are really obscure. Like the only ones that I can think of that are close to it are indie titles, and even then, the indie titles that I've played are all rather popular. Like I said, Cuphead or friggin' ¿cómo se llama? No, Shovel Knight's way too popular. I can't think of any.
obscure games is all I play, so that's fine.
Oh, yeah. 625 Sandwich Stack. That's a classic.
Oh, wait, from the Disney Channel?
Yeah, Disney Channel.
I remember playing that a lot in middle school.
It was great. It was fun.
Yeah, there was just like this one
Midnight lunch fight.
Yeah.
I think
there's obscure.
I just can't get better than that one. No. You ever play Arcana Hearts? Yes.
Never heard of it.
You would love Arcana Hearts. It's the anime fighting kind of like.
I'll consider it, but let him
kind of like fighters type, Dragon Ball fighters, kind of ish. It's a 2D fighter. It's nice though. You'd like it. Or Nidhogg. You ever played Nidhogg? Yeah. I mean, it's like one of those indie games. It's hot and then it's not. Yeah, Nidhogg is fun. It's a nice to play.
Fusion Fall.
Yes! I'm so upset I didn't.
Caribbean Online.
That's good. Yeah.
100 100 on first.
I'm sorry I exploded like that, but no. The moment you said Fusion Fall, all the memories came back, and I'm like, the best MMORPG of all time in my opinion.
What?
Fusion Frenzy.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
Can it be a or is that niche?
I mean, like that's
pop.
That was
Thank you for saying that.
that was an advertised heavily.
I never.
yeah, it's pretty popular.
Nah, now that he brought that up, I could go off an entire tangent now that he brought it up.
What about games you haven't played in years and we'd love to go back when you're just
Fusion Fall. Fusion Fall.
honestly would like to go back to play like so.
It's from the dad.
Okay.
Soccer Race 80 says, if y'all form a super team, Justice League, X-Men, etc., what would your superpowers be and team name?
Okay. Facts. Dead. That is.
Fully rusted.
Well, think of it this way. That's how kids show is he bears the sadness, but he gets stronger. Because it is.
Oh, I don't know. I just want to fly.
Okay.
Save money on airline tickets.
Okay.
I'd rather be fully rusted.
I've actually thought about this for a very long time, and the answer that I have, the power that I would choose above anything else is the copy ability. Basically, simply, you see someone. Basically, it's kind of like Taskmaster, but even more OP. You basically, let's say I see you use your superpower. I take a moment, copy it. Now I have that superpower.
That's just plagiarism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swimming fork, bastard. Fully rested, man.
Okay, I've thought of this for a while now. That's helpful.
Good. I feel like that's like a modern day superpower now.
Something like
Goodness gracious, man.
like in video games, like I would say Kingdom Hearts for an example.
Mhm.
Like, you're just like do something like that and just like spawn stuff when I need it.
Oh, that's cool.
Like spawn a shield, spawn a sword, spawn a gun.
This is
a rock.
Materialization. Yes. That's
Fun. You know, especially use that to defend people. Again, this is a rock.
I would say magic. The ability to use magic because, like, again, you could have a lot of leeway with that to be able to do stuff, to levitate, to float, to materialize stuff, to fight people, to spontaneously combust somebody. Like magic.
Would it be hope magic or dark magic though?
Oh, just magic in general. It's either like black or white. It's just magic.
Okay.
Think like Doc Strange, Sultana.
Yeah.
Like the freaking
The Keyblade.
Donald?
Dumbledore.
Donald.
it's like that.
Zeta Flare automatically became the most broken character in all that universe.
But you know what? I could have a requirement. I need to eat some Mexican food, so it'd be like a super stir crunch from Supreme.
Oh my god. Freaking
A fun D&D character. What? Hey,
no! All you gotta be is like
can we-
I'll have sour cream with that.
I would say Finny, don't look for the negative effects.
Oh yeah.
is there any way we could turn this into like a D&D campaign in the future?
Oh gosh, no. No.
That could happen.
And last question, Alex Nycott says, question for everyone, should I wait to buy a new console?
Yes.
Oh. If you don't have the money, just wait.
There's honestly no rush that people that are getting now that they just start.
Yeah.
They want the
More
cloud.
because there's still a lot of games to play right now. There's still a lot that you probably didn't even get to throughout this entire generation.
Just buy a
yeah,
PC.
There's no rush yet because again, why
Fudge.
$100 on a console if you don't have to? Especially when there's a lot of games. Those are games you can even play for free right now.
Yeah.
And you spent a lot of time.
It makes a really good point because
Plus the same-
Spider-Man right now is the only game that's pulled
Yeah.
for PS5, and I'm like, if I get my PS5, then
It's fresh.
what the games? Yeah, exactly. And the games that I'm going to be playing are the games that I'm currently playing on PS4.
Wait.
Here's the Netflix app. So you can
Oh, yeah, yeah.
True.
So
PS Plus, there's a lot of stuff. There's stuff we play right now without having to break the bank.
That's true.
Wait, Ratchet and Clank. Did they never name the girl character yet or no?
Yes, yes, they-
What did they name it?
well, I don't know how I feel about this question because it's a little. I feel like it's a little too centered on me, and I want it to be more based off of everyone. Fine, okay. Ursa. Okay, so Ursa from my Discord asks, if I, as the media nut, were to include or think of a plot for every single person in this table for an episode of Random Ramblings, the series, what will I put them in? And I'm like, no, Steven automatically is the easiest one just because, like, because you're a cosplayer, I already know what to put. For an episode of Random Ramblings, I'd have you play the character of Wario. I'd have you come in, attack the media nut, and try to steal whatever treasures media nut might have in the Random Ramblings office. For Negan might be the hardest actually, but because with you, I could have you play. I could probably have you play as Little Mac. Probably I could have you cosplay Little Mac and show up for a Punch Out episode, and you're wearing them. Yeah. So for the plot for that episode, I'd probably have you play Little Mac, and I'd have you challenge Media to a boxing match. For Jake, that's probably gonna be the most honest, because you'd be yourself. You'd show up for an episode of Random Ramblings, and I'd pull you into a situation where I'd be like, I need a sucker who could help me in the situation, review something with me, and also get me out of a situation. So I'd just be like, Jake, what's your favorite game or movie? You tell me what it is, and I'd be like, we're reviewing that, and whatever villain from that game or movie wants to kill us, they'll try to kill us. You two, I'd probably just have you on a Random Ramblings podcast, not even an episode, just a pod. I just have you be guest on the Random Ramblings podcast, and then Negan. Your name makes me want you be Negan from Walking Dead, but that's not gonna happen. So I'd probably have you be like, someone think of a really cool character who wears sunglasses all the time. And but a cool character, like cool as in like suave, very like, yo, what's up, man?
Steve, hide from that 70s shop.
I guess so.
I don't want to be blind.
It's cold.
That shit.
Wait, actually, no. Negan, haven't you cosplayed before? Isn't there a character you cosplayed as before? No, not really. I feel like in anime, you've done it.
I'm gonna be selfish here.
You gotta be specific because I'm cosplaying a little bit. Right?
Okay, just name any of the cosplays that you've done.
I'm gonna do a selfie with the Game Boy camera. Anyone want to join me?
Arthur Morgan. I did Steve Harrington, Philly the Kid.
I'll think of something for you at some point. Yeah.
Ricardo.
Ricardo from what?
Don't worry about this.
Okay, I'll have you play Ricardo in an episode of Random Ramblings. I don't know what it'll be, but freaking yeah.
Oh.
Well,
It'll get demonetized.
And reported. Yeah.
you gotta wrap up. We're running out of time, but yo, this was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
This episode was definitely worth it. I can't wait to do another one again. Hopefully next year. Hopefully where things are more calm. We're done the pandemic, and we have Pyro for a long time. Yeah. Thanks for coming through.
Hopefully we have caffeine next time.
And can't wait to have all you guys back on again. For instead of just all of us, it'll just be like how the first.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. And honestly, this has been awesome. It's been we've had some technical issues and whatnot,
but the cast is fun.
Let's just get used to it. But it's definitely fun. Definitely. Can't wait to do it again. And closing remarks for me, I would say, y'all be safe, y'all be good, stay positive,
Wash your hands.
Stay optimistic, especially during these hard times. And before I get I'll let you.
We let you go. What?
Hold on.
You're
I
fired.
was going to say,
You're fired.
probably not April. I was going to post a video last night, but I was driving. But I want to say thanks for inviting me to your co-host, Dad.
Aww.
He's actually helped himself over the past year from cosplaying and everything else.
Get you.
First of all, it's awesome to have you guys here. Like, I was thinking about this one morning at 5 a.m. Like, oh shit, I'm just gonna have these guys here. This is gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And us, even a drug here. I've been up that since 5:15 a.m.
My bed back into me.
Yeah, I know. Same thing. And I'd like to thank you guys, Pirate 2 as well, Let's Gaming Arcade, my family. Everyone who's been watching, I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Mom.
Mom. Back and everybody else.
Of course.
Yeah, just thank you for having me again. You know, just come on, just talk games and stuff. You know, being supportive again, but it's it's different social platforms, it's whatever else. You know, the same thing, and just if you're being privileged just to chat with everybody and say hello to everybody. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's fun. You know, good luck, kudos, everything so far. Good work. You have fun with it. Never lose, when they chat with it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Finds to that. And yeah, just again, stay safe and just keep doing games, just keep playing games and enjoy yourself.
Steven.
Hey.
Closing remarks.
He's too busy doing self.
Sorry, I'm having too much fun with this Game Boy camera. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Closing remarks.
Closing remarks.
Yeah, like plug yourself and all that.
I'm just happy to be around people with like-minded interests. Granted, we come from different walks of life, and you know what? That's okay because it's all a unique story we can all tell to each other.
Unless you like Sonic 06.
Exactly. But other than that, thank you so much for
Thank
you so much for having us here, to be on your podcast, both in the past and today. Especially me, I'm looking forward to bringing my bullshit wherever I go with you guys.
Love it.
Stay safe. Stay in bed. Get rest.
Amen. Thank you guys for having me. You guys can find me on the Media Nuts as well as Random Ramblings Productions on all social platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're still in the middle of filming season 1 of Random Ramblings, the series. The pandemic has affected that very much so we're still working on it. It's not dead, don't worry. We might be changing some things in the story though. And then also and if you ever need any inquiries, especially any conventions that needs any convention consultants, Random Ramblings Productions at gmail.com. And thank you for having me. And literally anytime you guys want me on, just say the word and I'll make myself available.
Just make sure you wake up early next time.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I'm not used to these times, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm Virtual Suplex, and it's been an honor to be amongst you guys and like-minded individuals. It's super cool to see what you guys are doing, and if ever I could do anything for you guys to help further your progress, please let me know.
Suplex someone right now.
Oh yeah, hey. All you have to do is say the word, bro.
Oh fuck! Wait, I'm
a fellow wrestler, ankle pick. Yeah. No, but thank you guys. This is great bringing us together, and we appreciate it, and we can't wait for the next.
All righty. And with that being said, I would also like to thank Eddie and Will, the owners of the arcade, for allowing me to, have this podcast here in their business. I could have not done it without them. Thank you so much. And for everyone else, thank y'all for watching. 2 weeks from now, we'll have another podcast episode with another guest. And until next time, as always, y'all be safe, y'all be good.